The scanner beeped once, then again, then it just stopped. Dr. Vel'tara stared at the readout, her third eye twitching. A nervous habit she'd never managed to suppress in 15 years of practicing medicine across 6 star systems. "That's not possible," she whispered. Behind her, the human lay on the medical bay table, chest rising and falling in slow, steady breaths. Calm. Too calm. Like a man asleep, not a man whose internal organs had just been exposed to HFY radiation for 11 straight minutes. "Survival probability," she said again, forcing her voice level, 0.3%. The machine didn't argue. It just kept humming, kept measuring a heartbeat that, by every law of xenobiology she'd ever studied, should not exist anymore. 3 hours earlier, Captain Elias Cole had been part of a 7-person diplomatic escort assigned to the HFY Reactor station, a decommissioned facility humanity had inherited after the Treaty of Ashwell. Nobody expected trouble. It was supposed to be a routine inspection. Then the containment seal cracked. The alarms didn't even finish their first cycle before Elias shoved the 2 junior engineers back through the blast door and sealed it. From the inside. Sealed himself in with the leak. On purpose. By the time the recovery team dragged him out, his vitals were flatlining on every alien-designed monitor in the building. They didn't have human-calibrated equipment on site. They didn't think they'd need it. Nobody expected a human to walk into a room full of HFY radiation and just survive it. But he didn't just survive it. He was standing at the door when they broke it open, radiation suit half melted off his shoulders, asking if the engineers made it out okay. Now, back in the medical bay, Dr. Vel'tara ran the tests a 4th time. "This is a malfunction," she muttered to her assistant, a young Threll named Bisu. "Recalibrate the scanner. Human tissue cannot process HFY radiation. Cannot. Their cellular structure has no defense mechanism against it. I studied this in my 2nd year." Bisu recalibrated. The results came back the same. She turned to Elias, who was now sitting up, sipping something from a cup like he was on a lunch break instead of recovering from what should have been a fatal exposure. "Do you understand what almost happened to you?" she asked, sharper than she meant to. Elias set the cup down. He didn't answer right away. That was the thing about him. He never rushed an answer, even when the silence made everyone around him uncomfortable. "Yeah," he finally said. "I've been here before." Vel'tara blinked, all 3 eyes at once. "Excuse me? 2041, he said, like he was reading off a report instead of remembering it. "Chernobyl containment breach, Sector 9. I was 26. Spent 40 minutes in a hot zone pulling out 3 engineers who couldn't move on their own. Radiation levels were bad. Worse than what hit me today, actually." He rolled up his sleeve. Faint, old scarring ran up his forearm, the kind of scarring that came from radiation burns that had healed wrong, then healed again. "Doctors back then gave me 6 months, he continued. "That was 19 years ago." The room went quiet. Bisu had stopped typing entirely. Vel'tara sat down slowly, the readout still glowing behind her, still showing numbers that made no sense. "Your species," she said, carefully now, like she was rebuilding a theory from scratch. "How do you survive this? There's no biological mechanism." "There isn't one," Elias interrupted gently. "We just don't leave people behind. Doesn't matter what the odds say. You calculate the probability after you're already through the door. Not before." Vel'tara had spent her whole career studying survival, the science of it, the numbers, the odds. She had cataloged 1,000 species and their 1,000 different defenses. Armored skin, regenerative cells, hive mind redundancy. She understood how things survived. She had never once studied why. She looked at this human. Sunburned, exhausted, radiation still humming faintly under his skin, and realized her scanner hadn't malfunctioned at all. It just didn't have a category for what it was measuring. "You shouldn't be alive," she said quietly. Elias smiled, tired but genuine. "Neither should the 2 guys I pulled out today, but they are. So I figure that's a win." That night, Dr. Vel'tara filed her medical report. Under cause of survival, every other doctor in the station had left the field blank. There was no scientific explanation, No biological precedent. Nothing the data could account for. She stared at the cursor for a long moment. Then she typed 4 words, closed the file, and never spoke of it again, except once, years later, when a cadet asked her what humans were really like. She just said, "Don't ask them if they'll survive. Ask them who they'll save first. You'll get your answer."